Greetings and welcome to PinballHelp. This is Mike here. Today I am working on this Bally Supersonic solid-state pinball machine. I've got it working pretty well and functioning, but in our last tournament the thing started to randomly reset. Happened in a couple of matches and kind of screwed some things up. And it seems like it's getting more and more troublesome. You just play the game and you're playing it and all of a sudden it just reboots. So I'm going to do one basic thing that supposedly will help this. And if you look in the back box there, you'll see that I've pulled the power driver board out. To the left is a replacement new MPU board. And I've got the solenoid driver board right here on my little makeshift bench. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this filter capacitor right here. This is C23, this guy right here. This handles the 12 volt and the 5 volts, 12 volts and then down to 5 volts for the MPU. This is a common cause of game problems, random stuff, resets and reboots like that. So this thing is pretty old. We're going to replace it. It looks like it's a pretty expensive capacitor. You can see it's pretty hefty. The rating of this capacitor is 11,000 microfarads, 20 volts. Supposedly, we can replace this with a more modern component like one of these standard snap caps here. I'm going to see if this will actually fit in those holes. We may have to rig it a little bit. But what's nice about this is a 15,000 25 volt. This is a very common cap that is used in a lot of the Bally Williams games on their driver board. So we're going to drop this one in place of this one and see if that addresses our issue and makes the power a little bit more reliable. So I've got my desolderer right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to desolder these two wires off the back. So they are right here. So good. Now what I'll do. One other thing. I already did this, but I need to remind you to do this. If you've had the machine on for a while, you need to discharge this capacitor. This thing can hold a bit of power, so you don't want to end up getting shocked or anything or mess up some other component. I'd already discharged it, but let me show you what you need to do. Before you even start to mess with this, you need to discharge this large capacitor. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can, the easiest way is to take alligator clips and clip onto one lead of it. And then if you can just touch the other one like that, and that'll short it out and discharge it. Or you could do like you would on a monitor. You can attach it to the end of a screwdriver like this, and then touch the end. So you're basically shorting these two sides out. Obviously, you could also just take a screwdriver, touch one, tap, touch the other. That discharges the capacitor, so you don't have to worry about it. I had done that before I'd even started messing with it. You want to do it before too. Same thing with this big one over here, just in case it may have any voltage in it. Just touch it like that. If you hear a little tick like that, that's a sign that it was discharged. So just to make sure that the board is safe to play around with. So this is where we're at. We've got these two little things here. I'm going to bend these leads up with my finger a little bit. And then I'm going to heat it and try to pull the wire. Oh, look at that. That was easy. I love this desoldering station. The Hacko 808 is just great. So there we go. Now I'm going to cut this off. There's our old capacitor right there. So the question is, will this snap cap fit smoothly in there? See, I think it's just slightly off. I might be able to bend the leads a little bit out one way. Just got to see. See if there's a way. And I'm going to hold this thing up to the light. Make sure we got. Now you see positive, negative. There's our line, so we want the line to go to the negative. So, will it fit? I'm going to have to do a little working on it. It's so close, but it's just like a little bit off. A little bit of a bummer. This snap cap won't fit completely, so I could do it like this, like the other one was. That's one way to do it. But I may try to run a little lead through there. I don't know. I'm going to play around with it just to see. But, that's where we're at. This is going to be a little bit of a boring process because I'm going to try to figure out what the best way to do it is. Either I'm going to take these wires here, put them back, and attach this to this, or I may mount it upright. It just depends on whether or not I can bend this without messing it up at all. I'm going to see. And it looks like it might slide a little bit, but I really don't want to break this thing, so we'll have to see. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a little bit of work on this, and we'll see what happens.